I think Dark Souls is my favorite thing to come out of Japan.
Hello everybody, Trench Officer 1918 here. Today we are doing something I don't think you ever expected to see on this YouTube channel. Of course, we're known for our low effort content here, but there's nothing, well, other than reaction content, there is nothing more low effort than a tier list. Now, of course, for this one, I decided to use a topic I'm not really the biggest expert in. I don't watch a lot of anime, I'll be honest with you. It's few and far between that I do. I only see a series a year. Um, I don't, I'm very neutral on anime, I guess you can say. I don't feel one way or another now. My opinion on weebs is a whole other topic. Good God. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like Japan. I don't. I'm not a fan of Japan. I don't want to say I hate the individual Japanese person, but I highly dislike Japan. Whether it's the kawaii culture, or even the medieval period, or what is it? What is it called again? The Edo period, the Sengoku period. Even there's nothing from Japan that really appeals to me. I guess Zen Buddhism is pretty cool, but I'm not a Buddhist. I just think it's cool. It's a pretty cool religion, you know. That's about it. That's my whole thing here. So anime, and of course weebs as well. Weebs is something I if I say terrible things, they'll have me killed on this platform. Look, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say how I feel about that particular genre of human, because, you know, people inform me genocide is bad, and that I shouldn't do it to people. So, anime, I did not get into for a very long time until I lost a bet on Mountain Blade Warband and was made to watch Girls in Panzer. After that, I started watching it, and some of my hate left, and now I'm very neutral on it. There are shows good God, there are shows I like, and there are shows I don't like. But today we're going to be talking about all of the ones I've seen in my life. So we're going to start. We have the tier list here. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're going to start. Oh shit! Okay. Uh, Here we go. I tried taking pictures and those didn't work. Those are all those three tier lists you see are three failed attempts at doing this video because fortune vomits down my eider down, as I always say. Now we're going to start off with Girls in Panzer, my personal favorite anime of all time. I think this was obvious. This is obviously my favorite. First I ever seen. Was made to watch it, hated it. The more and more I watched, the more and more I fell in love with it, good sir. The second Darjeeling came on screen, I joke, of course. But I enjoyed this show. I loved the soundtrack. As a kid, when I watched it, I was really into World War II, so I found that very enjoyable. Now, of course, some parts are not very historically accurate. It's just tank drifting, but it's very enjoyable. I've seen all the OVAs. I know all the obscure little bits of lore. Just freaking love Girls in Panzer. Girls in Panzer is what they say, my shit. Very enjoyable. Well, peak, I should say. It's peak. What is next? We'll do Corey in the House. Now, I really would have put this in S tier, man. But there's some small problems, with the Epstein files out and with the shit I know about Corey's actor. It just, look, a show associated with the leader of America and that it has a guy who sexts minors as the star. I would have put it in S tier, but I'm gonna have to put it in D. I don't like pedophiles, man. I don't, I'm sorry. So it's gonna have to go in D. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for that opinion at all. Okay, next. Oh, here's a good one. Bunny Girl Senpai. Now, I thought I was going to hate this show. I thought this was Guna bait material, and it's trash. But boy, was I wrong. My God, good sir. Very, very good. The plot was deep and poetic in just man, they did such a good job. I could talk about Bunny Girl Senpai for hours, which is such a strange sentence because the name is ridiculous. You know, with that name, you'll think, oh man, this is some dumb shit. But no, they used the name to get people in, and then they just go all out with glory. Let me tell you, amazing show. Surprisingly little fan service from what I expected of it, and I'm happy about that. I'm very proud of them for doing that. Very good show. The concept of puberty syndrome is amazing, as well as the way it works with those ideas of atmosphere and nonsense. Man, I could sit here for hours about it. Great show, great plot, great characters, even. Um, Sakata, Mai, all well done. Everyone very fleshed out. I will say early Kaide made me rather uncomfortable because like, oh man, are they going the incest approach? What the hell's wrong with these people? But no, it's turned out they didn't, and they actually made a really interesting thing about it. With how Kaide changes, and that idea with the panda Kaide, and then other Kaide that comes after. That was beautiful. That was amazing. Even the trauma that kind of goes like the whole thing was just so well done. It reminded me a small bit of God Dog from Fallout New Vegas, and I've been thinking about it for the past few weeks. It's probably one of the weird things that made me ended up making this video. Is I want to talk about how similar God Dog and Kaide are, but I mean that's a video concept itself. We'll get to that later. But honestly, very well done, very very well done, and it's gonna go. Now I would put it in S tier. I would, but but there is one thing, small baby little problem, and this is just a personal problem, of course. I'm not the biggest fan of stories set in school. Nah, you see girls in pants and you think that, but oh man, I don't like high school. I don't like high school romance. I don't like high school drama. I don't like high school at all. And for that, just because it's set in high school, which I know it's integral to the plot, and I know it's really needed in a high school show. Ugh, I find high school cringe. So unfortunately, I have to put an A tier, but I still really like it. Next, oh, Delicious in Dungeon. Now, I've seen the first season, and I liked it. I did. I find Delicious in Dungeon enjoyable. For me, it was nothing to write home about. Now, I know a lot of people really liked it. They thought it was the best thing to ever exist. I didn't. I thought it was fine, Sorry about that. I drank some twisted tea, so I'm a little weird. I'm gonna have some more twisted tea, actually. So I thought it was good. I'll say more. As a person who loves cooking, which I do, I can cook till Kingdom Come, Deliverance 3. Cooking is great. I can do that shit all day. Um, I enjoyed that aspect of it, believe it or not. I liked the dub. The dub was really well done. I always watch the dub. I don't watch the sub. The dub was amazing. The voice acting is pretty good. I like how they handle their world building as well. But I don't know. In the sea of other shows I've seen, it's not nearly as good as others. And I'll get immediately after I do this one, because mentally I put these two shows against each other. The next one I'm going to show you, I put these two against each other. Let's keep it a surprise. And I feel the other show tramples it down. The other show tramples down Delicious in Dungeon by Delicious on Dungeon in upon those in the screen bestowing entertainment. So I'm gonna put Delicious in Dungeon, and we'll do a. No, it's not mid. It's good. I enjoyed it. We'll leave it at A tier. Now for the show that, in my opinion, I already said tramples it. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I do not need to explain why this is peak. But it is peak. Especially the time in my life when I saw it. Because I was having a very interesting period of life. I was making a driveway and paving it and then seal coating it. And I would come home, this was like going around for around a month. I would come home from work exhausted and just gone mentally. Sit down. This was during Lent, and like something like the Lent part will be important. You see, there was like we could only eat fish right on Lent, so I used to make myself a slice of salmon, as you would a steak. Sit down and just watch Freerun with salmon and potatoes, and it was fun. I liked Freerun. Storytelling is good. The world building is excellent. The characters are phenomenal. One problem I have, and this problem does not hold it back, it's actually very charming the way they handle it. The dialogue is weird, man. Legitimately weird. The bit where like with the goatee priest when he gets his name, I didn't really know it like that. That was just a strange conversation, but it's so charming. And so it makes all of the weird stuff just not important. Very good. Very, very good show. Now, I will say, it gives off those wholesome vibes, but you know damn well it has its darker themes, and it handles it gloriously. Now, what's next? What do we got? What do we got? Okay, did I already do Castlevania? Let's see if I did. I did not do Castlevania. Okay. Now, I love Castlevania. I do. I think it's amazing. I freaking love the dub. That is voice acting. Oh man, that's some peak voice acting right there. The aesthetics, the combat, the animation, the storytelling. Dracula played by Graham McTavish. Man, sign me up. Okay, that shit peak. Oh, you must be the Belmont. Man, that was great. His speech where they could have any one of them could have done anything and stop being like animals. Oh man, freaking love this show. However, Castlevania Nocturne was legitimately one of the worst things I've ever watched in my entire existence. I cannot like the fuck was that, man? I don't like swearing. That's all I could say is what the fuck was that? So yes, I cannot put it in S tier because of Nocturne. Also because of a small historical inaccuracy that's been bugging me ever since I watched it, and it sucks too because I know I shouldn't be caring about this in a world that has actual Dracula, not Vlad Tepes, which he is Vlad Tepes in there, but he's also Dracula, the vampire man. It's look, okay. I know Wallachia had a Catholic presence. I know Vlad himself was probably Catholic. You know, his Orthodox status is very debatable. But there is no way in hell the Catholic Church had that much authority in Wallachia. I'm sorry. No, it's just... Also, there is no... Okay, it is still Wallachia. Even in Transylvania, which is arguably the most Catholic part of Romania there is not a single, which I don't think there's an episode in Transylvania. Of course, there is those one episode of that, couple of episodes. Give me 1 minute. A couple of episodes we have those Orthodox-looking monks, but even they're Catholic, which I mean, I guess they could be Byzantine Catholic, but still, I don't. I mean, I don't know if the Treaty of Brest was written by them, but that's not important. What is they kind of just lumped all the Christians as Catholics. Which, yes, of course, Catholicism is the most prominent form of Christianity. I will not deny this. But in the context of a show set in 1400s Romania, I would have liked to see some Orthodox stuff. Of course, I mean, knowing the show's Gnostic leniencies and tendencies, they probably would have made Orthodoxy like Satan itself. But still, it would have been nice to see some of that. And I'm not complaining about representation, mind you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in a show set in 1400s Romania, I don't think all of the Catholic stuff, actually more like, I feel like there would be a more prominent Orthodox presence rather than a Catholic presence. That's just my view on it, though. I could be wrong though. I'm by no means an expert in Wallachia. When it comes to Romania, it is Transylvania I take most interest in, as well as Moldova. Those are my two kind of favorites of the area. Wallachia is cool though. It is amazing. It's not the one I'm most interested in. Now, as much as I love Transylvania and it is great, and Trevor Belmont and Cypher are like my two favorite characters ever. Well, not really ever, just top anime characters ever. I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. Simply, not B tier. We'll put it A tier. It just there are some problems, but I still love it nonetheless because it's peak. All right, what's next? Oh yeah, the show that I think tramples down Delicious and Dungeon. Oh yeah, that was Freerun. I already talked about Freerun. Oh god, we have to do something I hate now. Now I get to discuss this. I was forced to watch this because the brother of a fellow who I beat him in a duel in Verona, and I made him watch Girls and Panzers. So his brother, both of these guys are really good friends of mine. I still speak to them to this day. And this was like 5 years ago. He challenges me to a duel in Verona, and he says if I lose, I have to watch Maid Sama. Now, in the year of our Lord 2020, I fought that duel and lost. And in the year of our Lord 2020, after I'd come home from work, gone to a ranch, rode a horse, almost got kicked by that same horse, came home, shocked, tired, wanting to fall asleep, I watched all of Maid Sama before passing out. One of the worst things I've ever witnessed in my life. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. And I prefer to forget all about Maid Sama for the rest of my life. Now, next show we have... Okay. Y'all are gonna want me dead for this one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I've not started season 3 yet. I don't know what the hell I'm watching when I watch this show, man. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. There's some things I like. I don't understand a lot of it. Like, man, I don't even know. Okay, look. It is so gay-coded. So gay-coded you would not believe. Alright? To find out that... And, like, it's not that that's the main problem. It's just the fact that, like... Man, is gay. I would not... Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. JoJo is so gay. I would not want people to catch me watching JoJo. Now, that isn't to say I hate JoJo. Because I think the show is great. I think it's really good. But I don't really know what it is. If you understand what I'm saying here. It's just a weird-ass show. Legitimately a strange... It's literally a bizarre adventure to witness. But I have to say I recommend watching it. A tier. Chivo. A tier. Come on, let me put it in A tier, damn it. It's not... Is it meant to be in B? I guess it's meant to be in B, but we all know its place. We all do. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I had to close my door because my cat walked in and out, and the little Machka that she is, she likes to scratch at the door. Then I open it, she scratches at it, closes, she scratches at it, and then she goes back to normal. So she had to do that. My apologies. Anyway, next on the listy. Neon Genesis Evangelion. This one y'all are gonna have my head on a spike for. I did not enjoy watching Evangelion. I don't like any of the characters. I don't even like the soundtrack, man. I don't like Evangelion. That hospital scene. Wait, man, what am I watching? I've not seen the films. I don't plan to. I get it's deep. I get it has symbolism and all that stuff. I was about to say I don't like the characters. Asuka, I think her name is pronounced, is well written. I'll admit that. I think she's good. She's good. But man, I can't. Okay, this show for me is memes. It is meme material, and that is all. And I hate to put it in C tier. I really do. But it goes in C tier for me. Look, I'll one day make a part two of this, a part two of me rating all of the Neon Genesis Evangelion content, and then I will give my verdict on the show itself fully. But as it stands now, I cannot. I could, I didn't like it. That's all I could say. Maybe I should watch it again. I don't know. Maybe it's a me problem. I don't enjoy it. Now for some peak. This is some peak, man. Okay, Cowboy Bebop, amazing. There is no doubting how good this shit is. This is some top tier shit right here. So I'm putting it in S tier. Now, my brother watched Cowboy Bebop and he was obsessed with it. All he would do was quote it. I did not see it. So I initially hated Cowboy Bebop. And now that I've seen it, I would okay, he's a pretty big weeb. God bless him. As I am not, right? But after watching that, I I would become a weeb if all anime was like Cowboy Bebop. That show is just amazing. Alright. That shit is art, man, legitimately. Well, all of these are art in many ways. Alright, what's next? What have we got? What have we got? Skeleton Knight in Another Dimension. Man, this is some mid right here. I watched it. I don't really remember why. Let me think if I can remember. Shit, I cannot remember why I saw this. Shit, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest though. This is some mid. Like, this show, for me, was premium mid. Mid tier. I would not call it Goy Slop, okay? Actually, well, I didn't like it. I don't like Isekai. I gotta add that before this continues. I hate Isekai as a concept. Um, Out of all of the anime stereotypes I hate, I don't like incest. I don't like. I guess, I mean, what are anime tropes I hate? I'll be honest with you. I hate incest. I hate fan service. I hate like the schoolgirl shit. Once again, I know Girls in Panzer, in Bunny Girl Senpai, I just spoke highly of. But trust me, that's it's different. I hate incest, rape. How underage the girls are in a lot of anime. Um, Also has scantily clad a lot of girls. I don't like fan service. Believe it or not, I'm very neutral on the concept of the dairies. I think it's actually a pretty like tsundere and yandere, however you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm not Japanese. I'm very neutral on that. I actually think it's a decent way to categorize characters. But I hate a lot of anime stereotypes, and this just has too many. But most of them I could excuse if they're done right in a story. Like if there's a need for a girl to be scantily clad, overly so, I get it. It's part of the story. If there's a need for incest in the story, I understand. If you're presenting the Habsburgs, okay, I get it, man. You know, but dear Lord, I can never tolerate isekai. I never will. Now, Stranger in a Strange Land to me, different concept entirely, right? To isekai. I don't know why. I'm pretty partial to Stranger in a Strange Land. Like, say for example, I'll make up a scenario here, right? Um, Cossack goes to Mexico in 1711. Now that I don't see that as isekai. That to me, I call that Stranger in a Strange Land. I think that's good. It's a concept. But like Japanese loser ends up in fantasy realm where he gets bitches and is the main big boy knight. Fucking give me a break, man. I can't. Just not a fan. I'm legitimate. I didn't hate it though. Key thing is I didn't hate Skeleton Knight. I was just not a fan. I didn't hate Evangelion either. It was just really weird. Like legitimately very weird. Did I talk about Hetalia yet? Let's see. Okay, looks like I haven't. So Hetalia is an interesting case. Right? Here's the funny, like the big funny. I find a lot of it rather hilarious. The other half very repetitive. Now, it's funny. It is very funny. It is. I mean, it's 13-year-old humor, if we're honest with ourselves, but it's pretty funny. I enjoy Italy and Germany's dynamic, and I'd like that it's set in World War II, kinda. Just I'm not the biggest fan of World War II, which isn't to say I haven't studied World War II. I like World War II things, you know. I just find World War II kind of boring. It's been talked about to death. You know, like even World War One, which is like supposedly my favorite time period ever. I'm gonna be honest, and the older I get, the less I care for World War One and Two. So, no, I notice parts of Italia, like it's with Prussia, to go before that, and I enjoy those more than the World War Two bits. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to put Italia in mid. How do I put things in places? What? It's not letting me put Italia in the middle. Like, not made Sama, damn you. Italia. The Patrick Seitz as Germany is amazing. Okay, here we go. It goes in B tier. Italia is mid for me. But I like Prussia. Prussia's my favorite character. Okay, what do we got next? Spy X Family. Love this show. It is. I want to say peak. Like, it's S tier for me. Once my mother had a psychological breakdown and we were looking for shows to put her on, and one of her friends said to put this on for her. So we left it on, and her psychotic breakdown stopped, and we just sat together watching Spy X Family for a while. And it was a very enjoyable experience. It goes in. Oh my god in heaven, what did I just do? Okay. It goes in. Mm. I'm going to circumcise myself. Okay, it goes in S tier. That's where it goes. Spy X Family goes in S tier. Alright? Can all agree that it goes in S tier. Now I'm going to edit this tier list, put where things are supposed to go, and I will see you when I fix it. Okay, sorry about that. Due to issues regarding how annoying the interface of the actual tier list app is, we're going to use an app I rely on, which is Meme-matic. Did I already talk about Spy Family? Yes, we were supposed to add Spy Family. And let's do that now. So we'll go to download. And what am I looking for? Again? Spy Family. Here we go. Sorry about how long this is taking. Wait, no. Damn you. There we go. What? Oh, good God in heaven. Why must everything be difficult for me? Why? I didn't do anything wrong today. I'm going to shoot myself in the skull if this doesn't work. And of course you want to give me problems, eh? Okay. Spy X Family goes in peak. It is peak. Now, what is next? I think I already talked about it as to why it should be in peak. What else do we got? Okay. Apothecary Diaries. Interesting one here. I thought I was going to hate this show. Yet another one I thought I was going to hate. I ended up loving it. Big fan of Apothecary Diaries. Now, I thought I was going to hate Jinshi. I didn't. Didn't at all. In fact, I've found... I don't use this word a lot, but I'm going to have to use it here. I have found his in... I forgot to call her Mai. That's not Mai. Mao's relationship. I found him and Jinshi and Jinmao. I found them very cute together. I normally don't care for romance in shows. Yes, I know where I put Bunny Girl Senpai. I normally am not a big fan of romance and just about anything, but I thought this was handled pretty well. Um, just for not even just for them. I feel like Mao Mao as a character is really well written, and they did a good job. Also, I like that it's set in Imperial China, or at least a fictional version of Imperial China. So we're gonna put it there. Very, very good show. Big fan. It goes in A tier. Alright, what else we got? What else we got today? Fortune vomits down my eider down, I do tell you, good sirs. Alright, anything I haven't discussed yet? Let's see. Alright, it looks like that is everything, I think. Now, this might be a very strange tier list compared to what you're used to. I just make sure I agree with everything here. Girls and Panzer is an S tier. Yes, Girls and Panzer is great. Freerun is an S tier, obviously. Big fan of Freerun. Cowboy Bebop and Spy X Family is all S tier. A tier, we have Bunny Girl. Rascal Does Not Dream of Blank / the Bunny Girl series. It really depends on what you want to call it. I mean, I know people call the show Bunny Girl pretty often, but the series, I'm pretty sure, is just called Rascal Doesn't Dream. Good God only knows what it's called in Japanese. Delicious and Dungeon, A tier. Castlevania and Apothecary Diaries, both A tier. Yeah, I agree with it. I recently watched... Oh my God, can people stop fucking calling me? Good God. I swear. Anyway, what was I about to say? Yes. I recently watched Apothecary Diaries and really enjoyed it. I won't be reading the light novels, I'll tell you that much. And I don't think I really want to see the rest of the series from what they tell me. It's, it's kind of that classic, that will they, won't they, unresolved tension thing, and they just stretch that out. And, I like the mysteries mostly, but, more than I do care for the romance. But I will say, I really like Mao Mao and Jinchi. I ship them. Out of everybody here, that is the only ship that I find interesting, if I'm honest with you. What else is there? Jojo, B tier, Skeleton. Look, if there was a category between B and A, I would put Jojo there because it's objectively speaking here better than Skeleton Knight, but I don't have that as an option. Evangelion, I hate to put it in C. I do. Look, I promise, because I know it's good. I'm probably not approaching it right. I will watch all of the other content and then give my opinion on it. Korra in the House and Maid Sama go in D tier. I hate those shows. Well, I did not always hate Korra in the House. It's just once I don't really care for the White House at the moment. I'm not a fan of theirs, truth be told. And Maid Sama is the Antichrist. So that's going to be about it for this tier list. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to me on Patreon. Make sure to give me a like on Facebook. And follow me on Only Chat. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go read a book, read the rest of Serbian Fairy Tales today. Then come back tomorrow and probably make the actual Serbian Fairy Tales video. Goodbye!